Let's take a look at the map. We're talking about a route between Laredo, Texas, up to Northern California. What did you learn about what Tesla's trying to do?
Yeah, so there's a lot of money in the infrastructure bill from President Biden to build out EV charging. And when we talk about EV charging, we typically focus on passenger cars. But if we're going to really electrify transportation in the United States, heavy-duty trucking is a huge opportunity. And it's this chicken and egg thing where, like, we don't really have a lot of EV trucks on the road yet because there's not a robust EV charging infrastructure for the Class 8 kind of trucks that are out there. So Tesla is seeking funding to build this kind of route, basically, from Texas, where they have a factory, to Northern California, where they also have a factory. So it's obviously in their interest to sort of do the route this way. We know that the semi-truck is going to be used to sort of haul Tesla goods internally. And it's also a major trucking corridor. I mean, there's a lot of trucking in Texas in general. So, you know, this is not a done deal. This is Tesla seeking federal funding to kind of do this proposal. But it's just an interesting window into sort of what Tesla has planned and is thinking about. And their policy team has always been very shrewd of taking advantage of any federal funding that is out there.
I think it's 9 proposed sites between Laredo and Northern California, right? It's also interesting south of the border because Tesla has plans for production in Mexico.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and you can sort of imagine that Tesla could use this route to ship parts and batteries and goods between its various facilities here in North America. But it's also, you know, the route kind of goes from Laredo through, you know, through the Phoenix area and then Southern California and then up to Fremont. Interestingly, it stops in Compton and in Bakersfield. There's a big kind of push to electrify, electrify in neighborhoods that are low income, and so the Biden administration is very aware of the impact of diesel fuel on port communities, on low income communities, and so the cities that are chosen are sort of interesting from that perspective as well.
Dana, you're completely right that the electrification story is just as much about commercial vehicles as it is the consumer car. What do we know about the production plans for the Tesla Semi?
Well, interestingly, I mean, they have been very slow to kind of get these vehicles out. They made a big show of kind of turning over their first vehicles to Pepsi and Frito-Lay, and, that company is definitely using them and piloting them and running them. But in the last earnings report, Tesla, in its deck, said that the Semi is still in pilot production. And so, it's going to be quite a while, I think, before we see these at a massive scale. I think Tesla is still learning a lot. I think the battery size is still a question for a lot of people. Like, how big is this battery? There was a recall earlier this year, so they're still kind of working out the kinks, which is smart, right? You don't want to make a ton of Class 8 trucks and then have to recall them. So I think it's just a very slow process.